Hi, I wanted to show you how you can create a rule inside of your Outlook mailbox. So that way, if you want to make a folder for your Google notifications from Google Classroom because they're filling up your inbox, but you don't want to turn off the notifications, the rule will allow you to, every time an email comes in with a Google Classroom notification, you can have it send it over to a folder inside of your mailbox. So there's going to be two different ways to do it depending on if you use the desktop client of Outlook. That's what this is here at the bottom. If you use that Outlook icon, that's the desktop version, and this will show you how to do it on your desktop. There will be a separate video showing you how to do it if you use the online web app, which we get to from the staff links page. So if you do online, there will be different steps, very similar, but it looks different for what we do on the desktop. The problem is if you create it on the web-based, it doesn't transfer that rule to your desktop. And if you make it on your desktop, it doesn't transfer that rule to your web-based email. So that's what we're trying to set up. So here I have different subjects that when those emails come in, they'll have similar wording, but different things change. And so we need to make a rule by looking at the things that we see consistently. For example, if I get a private comment, I'll get a student name here and then added a private comment here. This is the information I want. The document might change and the student name might change, but if I make a rule saying added a private comment and send all of those to a folder, that will grab it. So I'm looking for what is the same on each one of those emails that comes in. If someone gives me an invitation to edit, regardless of what the beginning says here, it will say invitation to edit. Now, students might share these with you. However, if you make those go into a folder, anytime someone else, a staff member, shares a document with you, it would also go to that folder. So just keep in mind, if you make a rule for invitation to edit to go into a folder, that might cause a problem down the road and you might miss something that someone shared with you. However, if you're getting notifications and they consistently have the same information in the subject line, then we can make a rule. Now to do that, here I am on my desktop client, and at the top, there's a button here on the ribbon that's called Rules. I'm going to select that and say I want to create a rule. And from here, I'll say, hey, I want it, if the subject contains, like let's say it contains this information here, and I didn't copy it, so I got to go back and copy it. Added a private comment. I'm going to copy that, and then I'm going to create my rule. So copy, rules, create a rule. And now I say if the subject contains this, right? I'm not checking who it's from. I'm not going to check that box. I'm not going to worry about the sent box. If it says subject contains added a private comment, then we're going to move it into a folder. So we'll come over here and say we want to select a folder. We can even create a new folder called Google Alerts. I'm going to call it that. You can call it whatever you want. I'll click OK. All right. So now I select my Google Alerts folder. So anytime an email comes in, the subject has added a private comment, it's going to move the item to folder here, and I click OK. And that's it. Run this rule, message into current. No, I don't want to turn that on. Moving forward, I will have that. If I click this button, it will go retroactively and start moving those. You may want to turn that on or off, that's up to you. But that's how you create a rule. And from now on, anytime you receive an alert from Google Classroom that says added a private comment, that one will move into that folder. Now, if I make up another rule, I can select resubmitted. Say the subject has resubmitted : on it. All right, so if I copy that, I can make another rule that says anytime the subject contains that, I can then move that item to the folder Google Alerts. And I click OK. And now those emails will go into the exact same folder as my private comments. I can set up different folders for the different subject types, or have all of these different ones go into that same folder. It's your choice. But that's how you can create a rule, so that way those emails won't block up your inbox, and they'll all go into one folder for you to go and reference at a later time.